MMA Platinum Gloves presents MMA on Long Island. We are live from the Sports Arena in St. James, joined by Eric Ott. I'm Dan Canobio. Let's get into the fights. Here's the tale of tape for the first fight of the night. Eric Finch, Streetwise MMA, taking on Dave Della Rocca, Vamos BJJ, Belmore Kickboxing, welterweights, 170 pounds. Let's throw it to the cage to Jeff Warsaw for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, Made to Thrive presents MMA Platinum Gloves 7. Visit MadeToThrive.us for more info. Tonight's fights are sanctioned by Kick International. Sanctioned rep in attendance is Jackie Corleone. This welterweight fight is brought to you by VehicleTracking.com, CrossFit Clearview, Big Z Beverages, and City Tattoos. And now, set for three 3-minute rounds, introducing the red corner. Standing 6 feet even, weighing in at 167 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 1 win, 2 losses. Fighting out of Streetwise MMA, Eric Finch. Across the field, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5 feet 9 inches, weighing in at 167 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Vamos BJJ, David Della Rocca. Our referee is Eddie.
Alright, ready for our first bout of the night. Eddie Claudio giving his final instructions to the fighters. Eric Finch, Dave Della Rocca. Let's get this thing going.
Eric Finch with the definite height advantage here at 6 foot over Dave Della Rocca, who's only 5'9", and a southpaw, it looks like.
Yeah, both guys standing in the center of the cage, exchanging blows here early on.
Tying up quickly.
Also joined in the booth by the Platinum Gloves president, Nick Canobio, who'll be joining us tonight for the fights.
Great to be here. Interesting story about Finch. He was our 3rd replacement fighter for Dave. 2 guys backed out, and I found Finch on Facebook, and he was supposed to fight up in Syracuse at 155, and he called me and said, there's no way I'm going to make that weight. I'll take your fight at 170, and he came down from Syracuse to take this fight.
He does look pretty lean. I mean, for him to cut another 15 pounds to make that 155, I mean, at 170, he doesn't look like he's got much else to lose.
Yeah, you got to respect when guys take fights on short notice. It's kind of how it works in the MMA, amateur MMA ranks.
Dave looking for a nice little body lock takedown, but Finch right back up to his feet right away. Ooh, going for that guillotine.
Does he have it tight enough, Eric?
I don't know. I don't really have a great view from cage side here, but it depends. Only Dave and Eric know. Oh, looks like he's defending now. Yeah. Pulling that glove down. That's what you're supposed to do. 2-on-1. Move that hand away from your neck so we can't get the choke.
Closing in on a minute here, round number 1. Dave Della Rocca out of Vamos BJJ, Belmore Kickboxing, taking on Eric Finch, Streetwise MMA here. The MMA Platinum Gloves.
Both fighters exchanging short knees to the body. Some little pitter-patter shots to the head, but nothing substantial has happened this round yet. Dave Della Rocca looks like he's going for a single. Switch to the double. Puts Finch down to a knee.
Looks like Dave's got something hanging from his pants, but referee's got a good look at that. Probably doesn't hinder the fight whatsoever.
Might just be a little flare.
Yeah.
Dave gets the takedown. He's looking to get side control now.
Landing some big ground and pound here on top. Closing in. Yeah, closing in on the final seconds of round number 1. A tough round to judge. But you got to figure this late aggression by Dave Della Rocca late here will probably get the job done for him in round number 1.
Looks like he's going for the rear naked choke right at the end, but is there enough time for him to finish it?
That's the end of round number 1. We're going to move on to the second round here at the MMA Platinum Gloves.
Yeah, that was a pretty close round until maybe the last 45, 30 seconds. And then Dave Della Rocca was able to get that takedown, get dominant position.
So, Nick, do you think that with a 10-9 round for Dave Della Rocca?
I think so. I think he showed enough to warrant a 10-9 round for him.
The thing here with two guys, especially with Finch taking it on short notice, probably doesn't know much about his opponent.
Yeah, well, that's how it is as amateurs. A lot of times you go in there, maybe you can find a video or two and know what gym they train at, and that's pretty much all you'll know. It's not like professional where you're going to have extensive tape and you'll be able to study your opponent's moves. You just got to know what you want to do, know what you're good at, and implement your game plan and force that upon your opponent.
I was able to show, give him Dave's name, show him that there was video. I did the same thing with Dave for Eric. Both camps did get some research in before the fight.
That's good, and that's more than you get at most amateur fights. I mean, I've shown up before and not even known what the guy looks like or how tall he is.
Yeah. Round number 2 underway. The next event, February 7th, the 2015 edition of the MMA Platinum Gloves. Get your tickets at MMAonLongIsland.com.
Both fighters pushed up against the fence. Looks like Dave Della Rocca going for that guillotine again, dragging him down, now switching for the back. He's got one hook in now, both hooks in. That's pretty good control, but he's sitting up a little bit too high to be able to utilize it for any type of a choke. There are some arm bars you can set up from here, but they in turn give up position.
£170 weight class. First fight of the night. Eric, you want to be the first fight, middle, or do you want to be the last fight of the night?
Well, the last few events I've fought on, I've been the last fight, and that's the worst. Because you got to show up to the fighter meeting 5, 6 o'clock, and then you got to hang out there all night while everyone else is fighting.
Yeah.
You got to bring food with you. You got to bring meals with you. There's a lot of excitement. You're not really able to relax. It's just not ideal. I'd prefer to fight first or second in the night.
Yeah, I've never fought a second in my life, but if I did, I'd probably want to fight first, get the jitters out.
That's what it is. Fight first, then you have a beer and enjoy the rest of the event.
Yeah, and who makes these fight orders? That's you, Nick. You put any what's the thought process when it goes into the fight order?
With amateurs, it goes by ticket sales. You got to think of it as a business, and you want to keep the most amount of people there the longest time. And the guys who sell the most tickets and have a big following, you want them to fight later on so that their following come early. They watch, they enjoy all the fights, and they stay throughout.
Yeah. One thing for sure is the crowds have been phenomenal at every single event here at the MMA Platinum Gloves. Only going to get bigger and better. So we have much to look forward to.
Big plans for 2015. Some exciting stuff we're going to announce.
Cool. Looks like
Dave Della Rocca.
Rear naked choke.
The rear naked choke. Is it tight enough? Got both hooks in there.
He's sliding off to the side now, though. Not ideal. He needs to straighten out his position.
Yeah, it's
or else
pretty
he's going to roll off to the side.
Pretty clear that Della Rocca has taken control of this fight. As I say that, he loses positioning there. But I would say for these first 2 rounds, Dave has been in control. He's pretty much doing whatever he wants in there. And you have to like what you see from the Vamos BJJ Belmore product.
Yeah, Dave's been the aggressor so far. Eric Finch really hasn't been able to launch any type of effective offense. I mean, he's just sort of sitting in guard here with some little shots.
That's the round number 2. One more round to go.
That was a little bit of a closer round. I feel like Dave was dominant. I would give it 10-9 Della Rocca. But Finch did come back at the end and was on top for a couple of seconds, so.
How do you see it? How did you see that round, Nick?
I would have to go with Eric's assessment on that one.
Both fighters receiving word from the corner. You don't really see many third rounds here in the amateur ranks. A lot of early stoppages, a lot of early KOs, submissions. So when you get to that third round, Eric, you've been in the cage. you've gone the distance before, or at least, you know, deep into a fight.
Actually, I've never gone the distance.
Yeah, but I know your last fight you went into the third.
I finished all of my fights.
But
I have been to the third round before.
Right. What I'm trying to say is, once you get to that third round, you're running on fumes, I assume.
Oh, it depends on how good your conditioning is, how your weight cut went, and your camp went. I mean, some guys are fresh, some guys aren't.
Both guys look pretty fresh.
They don't look bad at all.
Right.
I know Dave had a long layoff before this fight. I think it would have been about a year and a half before his last fight. I'm not really sure about Finch.
Right. Finch comes out throwing haymakers left and right. Not many of them landing.
Yeah, I don't think
got through.
I don't think any of those. I don't think any of those really did any damage. Right. If they did hit Dave, he deserved to get hit by those.
He kind of had his hands down for a moment. Those are non-power strikes.
Looking for that outside leg trip, but he's just not really in position to get it. So he's working those knees to the body. Those are pretty effective in taking the steam out of you later on.
What do they say? You kill the body and the head comes after?
Yep. That's what it is. You hit the liver, work out liver, knees to the body, knees to the solar plex. They really take the steam out of you.
Let's put yourself in both fighters' shoes right now. Dave Rocca, pretty clear that he's been in control of the fight. What's going through his mind right now in this third and final round?
Well, he's a finisher. Look, he's right now going for the finish. He could just ride this out on top. He's going for that guillotine. He's trying to get the finish.
Does he have enough there?
I don't know. Finch was able to defend it the first 2 times, so he then again defended it for the 3rd time.
Now put yourself in Finch's shoes. It's pretty clear, even in his head, he probably thinks he's losing this fight.
He's got to finish.
Yeah, he's got a minute 40 left here to do. Pretty much, he has to win by stoppage.
Yeah, he's got to get a submission. He's got to get a TKO or a knockout. I mean, my last fight, I won the 1st round. 2nd round, I lost. So I knew that 3rd round I had to win or finish him. It was one or the other. And I wasn't doing too good in the 3rd round, so it came down to the last minute and I had to put the guy out. It was it.
Right. Della Rocca gets into side control there, hitting him with some knees to the body.
Working those knees.
Scoring some points there late.
Yeah, Finch is done. He looks very tired. When you're trying to elbow from that position, there's not much left. He gets back up to his feet. Look, Dave going in for a double or a single.
And you got to respect both guys' cardio, especially Finch. You know, taking the fight short notice shows that he's been in shape. You know, we're going into almost 6-7+ minutes of fighting here.
Well, Finch was training for another fight.
Right.
He just wasn't training for this fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He looks in pretty good shape to me.
That's one thing I've noticed from all the events here at MMA Platinum Gloves. The fighters are in extremely good shape. Dave kind of in no man's land right in that very spot.
Yeah, it's an awkward position. Finch now going for some type of front headlock.
A lot of grappling in this fight. That's the end of the fight. We're going to go to the scorecards. Very exciting fight, very competitive fight. We will see what the judges have in mind.
That was a much closer round.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judges at cage side have scored their decision. Our judges scored this contest 29-28 for the blue corner, 29-28 for the red corner, and 30-27 for our winner out of the blue corner, David Della.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della. The lawyers at Grunberg Kelly Della have dedicated their careers to representing injury victims and will always fight to get you the maximum settlement quickly. Grunberg Kelly Della have won millions of dollars for their clients this year alone, appearing consistently among New York's top verdicts.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Mike Della.
The attorneys you see here are the attorneys who will represent you.
And remember, there's never a fee unless we win.
The law firm is Grunberg, Kelly, Della.
Second bout of the night, Errol Murphy, Lion Sport MMA 2-0, taking on Tyler Fudzinski, featherweights, 145 pounds. Fudzinski fighting out of Country Boys MMA. We're going to throw it up to the cage, Jeff Warsaw, for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Made to Thrive presents MMA Platinum Gloves 7. Visit MadeToThrive.us for more info. Tonight's fights are sanctioned by Kick International. Sanctioned rep in attendance is Jackie Corleone. This lightweight fight is brought to you by VehicleTracking.com, CrossFit Clearview, Pixie Beverages, and City Tattoos. And now, set for 3 3-minute rounds, introducing the red corner. Standing 5 feet 10 inches, weighing in at 143 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 2 wins, no losses. Fighting out of Lion Sport MMA, Errol Murphy! Across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5 feet 6 inches, weighing in at 141 pounds. Making his amateur debut, fighting out of Country Boys MMA, Tyler Fudzinski. Referee in charge of the action is Michael Corleone.
All right, here we go. Second bout of the night. Featherweights, the little guys. Errol Murphy, Lion Sport MMA 2-0 record, taking on Tyler Fudzinski, making his debut. So unless there's a draw, one of these fighters is going to be leaving the cage with their first loss. Michael Corleone is your referee. And Nick, what's the story on these two guys?
Well, Bart, first, newcomers to MMA Platinum Gloves. Errol Murphy from Lion Sport, which is the former American top team in Franklin Square. And Tyler Fudzinski messaged me looking to fight. He's from upstate New York, making his debut.
So it's safe to say Facebook is a very good tool for the amateur MMA ranks.
Facebook, and we use MMARecruiter.com is something that I've picked up, and Tapology is great. Tapology.com.
Ooh,
nice
very fast takedown from the outside there. You don't see that very often.
Murphy, a little side control here. Nice takedown.
I'm really digging those flowered shorts, Dan.
Yeah, I haven't seen those yet. We've seen a lot of short combinations. We've seen the underwear. We've seen the cup on the outside of the shorts.
Outside, always my favorite.
Have never seen the flowers.
Gotta get the Thrive flowered shirt.
Of course, these fights are brought to you by Made to Thrive. Check them out at MadeToThrive.us. Some really cool fight gear. As Murphy's looking to make quick work here tonight. He's in the full mount. He's landed a lot of good punches and strikes thus far.
Those floral pattern shorts are doing him right.
Yes, he is sporting the floral and he is laying down.
Landed some good shots to the body while his opponent's protecting his head.
It looks like Murphy's
nice ground
his
and
two-fight. Oh, that's it. Is that it? That is over. It is all. Michael Corleone calls a stoppage to the fight. Round number 1. Errol Murphy is your winner. He moves to 3-0. Tyler Fudzinski on the losing end of his debut.
Very impressed with Errol Murphy on that fight.
He looked very dominant, super dominant. Got the takedown, got the mount, and was able to get the TKO win.
It's tough matching these guys that make their debut. You don't know how good they are. You know, you only go by their word and their coach's word. So, but Murphy looked very impressed.
Yeah, both guys were game, but Errol Murphy had slightly more experience, and he gets the W.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee Michael Corleone calls a stop to this contest at 1 minute 46 seconds of the very first round. Declaring our winner by TKO, Errol Murphy!
The law firm is Grunberg, Kelly, Della. The lawyers at Grunberg, Kelly, Della have dedicated their careers to representing injury victims and will always fight to get you the maximum settlement quickly. Grunberg, Kelly, Della have won millions of dollars for their clients this year alone, appearing consistently among New York's top verdicts.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Mike Della. The attorneys you see here are the attorneys who will represent you.
And remember, there's never a fee unless we win.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della.
All right, we're moving forward with the action. Third fight of the night, bantamweights, 135 pounds. Shaquan Moore bringing his 3-0 record into the cage to fight Robert Diggle, 1-1, Long Island MMA. Let's throw it into the cage of Jeff Warsaw for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, making the drive presents MMA Platinum Gloves 7. Visit MadeTheDrive.us for more info. Tonight's fight is sanctioned by Diggle International, sanctioning rapid Italian station champion Polio. This bantamweight fight is brought to you by VietnamTraffic.com, CrossFit Clearview, Big C Beverages, and City Tattoos. And now, 7 rounds, introducing the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches, weighing in 140 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 3 wins, no losses. Fighting out of East West MMA, Shaquan Moore. Across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches, weighing in at 138 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 1 win, 1 loss. Fighting out of Long Island MMA, Robert the Coat Hanger Diggle. Referee in charge of this contest is Michael Polio.
All right, here we go. Bantamweights, Shaquan Moore bringing his 3-0 record. Facing off against Robert Diggle, 1-1, fights out of your gym, Errol, Long Island MMA.
Oh yeah, Diggle is a favorite over at the gym.
That's true.
Very, very popular, especially with the ladies.
Oh, is that true? I tell you what, though, Nick, if you get a Geico sponsorship, I think you got your pitchman there. Yeah. Because Diggle has perfected the caveman look. Comes out throwing fists early here. Both guys very good on the stand-up, so I'm not surprised that they've come out throwing hands.
Yeah, Shaquan Moore, super athletic, Platinum Gloves veteran. We've seen him here 3 times before, all 3 victories. Diggle locking up a triangle.
Hey, the triangle. You got to respect the aggressiveness out of both of these guys.
Diggle is a submission specialist. He's a very good triangle, and he's very, very good at leg locks.
Yeah, his camp requested full leg locks for this fight, and we had to get approval from our commission and then approval from Shaquan Moore's camp, but they allowed it.
Ooh, nice slam by Moore.
You know, we're gonna have full leg locks for this fight.
Interesting.
Again, this also is at a catch weight at 140. Shaquan Moore's original opponent was Danny Ochart for the title, but Danny is in between gyms, so we delayed that fight until February. So regardless of this fight's outcome, Shaquan Moore is still going to fight for the 135-pound title versus Danny Ochart in February.
Ooh. Diggle here getting the mounted triangle.
Doesn't know if he's out or not. Ask the ref, is he out? Never seen that. He's landing some heavy blows. Diggle is going to work on Shaquan Moore, but he works out, and then now he's on top. Interesting change of events there.
Yeah, Shaquan Moore fighting his way back to the top position.
And Diggle loves the triangle, huh?
He's very good at setting it up. He's a very big Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappler, and just recently started fighting MMA last year.
Really? That's pretty impressive. The guy looks like he's been in there for a while.
He's a very big fan of a Japanese fighter by the name of Kawajiri, who's a leg lock specialist and grappler. So that's who he bases his style off of. As far as a fighter goes, personal style, I'd say Ted Kaczynski, definitely the Unabomber.
We are under a minute here, round number 1. Robert Diggle, Shaquan Moore. Now, like we said earlier, Diggle does not hesitate to find that triangle at any position, any angle. You know that's his finishing move. He's kind of like Bret Hart with the sharpshooter. That's his move, and that's what he's sticking with.
Shaquan's doing a very good job of staying square in his guard, so he's unable to set up any more triangles.
10 seconds remaining, round number 1. Going to round number 2. Tough round to judge there, Eric. Are you going with the aggression of Diggle with the multiple submission attempts, or are you going on defense? Shaquan Moore, how did you judge that round?
I'd have to say you have to give it to Robert Diggle, 10-9. I know he's from my gym, but you know what? He had that triangle locked up. Then he had it mounted. He was able to rain some blows down.
Yeah.
And Shaquan Moore wasn't really able to launch any type of an effective offense.
What I'm looking forward to in the second round is to see how Shaquan Moore goes into defending the triangle. It's pretty clear what Diggle wants to do. So we'll see what type of adjustments Mr. Moore makes in round number 2.
He's got to keep it on the feet, I think.
Yeah, that's what he's a very good wrestler. There's no reason for him to go on the ground at all. I would try to keep it standing if I was him.
Michael Corleone waiting for the cage doors to be shut. They are shut, which means we have action. Round number 2 underway. Shaquan Moore, Robert Diggle. Bantamweights. Quick reminder, February 7th is the next edition of the MMA Platinum Gloves. You can grab your tickets online at MMAonLongIsland.com. Like we said.
Shaquan landing some nice shots.
Exactly. Then
Diggle shooting for that takedown. Shaquan doing a great job defending.
you see that quite often when a guy gets rocked with a 1-2, immediately goes to the into the takedown, or takedown attempt, I should say.
Shaquan needs to get up and get away. He shouldn't even stay here. He needs to stand back up. Because Diggle is content just to like lay back and pull guard or go for the legs from here. It's just not a good idea for Shaquan. He's got to get up. Get up and back to the feet.
Shaquan Moore 3-0, looking to perfect that record, move to 4-0. Like you said, Nick, he thought he was going to be fighting for the title against Danny Ochart. That fight fell through. Like you said, he's going to be fighting Ochart at the next event, if everything lines up correctly.
Everything lines up right. Danny Ochart's now at Long Island MMA, so you know, we had his coach at Belmore, Mark Blair, had to leave.
Yeah, that's
for
unfortunate.
His job, transferred out to Colorado, kind of put some guys in limbo. So,
ooh, a very nice body kick there by Diggle.
So you know, Danny is at Long Island MMA now and will fight Shaquan for the title. I didn't want to take that away from Shaquan. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Kind of wasn't Danny's fault. He had no coach at the time.
He's worthy. He's worthy. Two game fighters in the cage right now, closing in on 1 minute in the second round. Rob Diggle out of LI MMA. Shaquan Moore, East West MMA. Very competitive second round. You haven't seen Diggle be able to lock in his patented submission move, the triangle. Shaquan hasn't really given him a chance to, so it looks like he's made the proper adjustments.
Yeah, Shaquan's doing what he needs to do. Stay away and don't get goaded into that ground game of Rob Diggle.
Both guys landing some leather here, exchanging a nice exchange in the center of the cage. Tough to say who got the better of that one. Both guys landed some leather.
It's a different fight with Shaquan on the feet here.
Diggle goes in for the takedown, gets that double leg.
It's got deep.
Only 19 seconds left, though. Ooh, Diggle working for that leg lock. Looks like a knee bar. Ooh, that's in tight.
Does he have enough? Can he get the submission? 5 seconds remaining. Is he gonna? No, he's not tapping.
Ooh.
Did he?
That was very, very close.
Another 5 seconds in that round, and he would have gone.
Wow, that was
saved by
too
the belt.
close. Saved by the belt.
He had his hand. He might have almost tapped once.
Wow, 6 minutes in the books. Very exciting round there, Eric. How'd you have that second round?
That was another very close round. I don't know. Diggle had that submission attempt. He landed a good kick, but Shaquan landed. Was better on the hands. So I don't know. It could be a draw. I'm not gonna judge this one.
We pay you to judge these rounds, Eric. You can't give me an I don't know. We need to know who won that round.
I'm gonna need a raise then, Dan. I'm definitely gonna need a raise.
You have to talk to Nick about that.
We'll discuss that after the fight.
So pretty much what you're saying, razor thin, tough tough round to judge.
Razor thin. I think that Shaquan did more over the course of the round, but I think Diggle was closer to ending the fight. He almost, there was another 5 or 10 seconds left. I think that would have been it.
All right, we're entering the championship round here. Shaquan Moore, Robert Diggle, bantamweights. Shaquan looking to move to 4-0. Robert Diggle trying to get that second win. Both guys standing in the middle of the cage, where this fight has pretty much been for the majority.
Diggle gets that takedown again. This is right where he wants to be. Look at him going for leg locks.
There it is. Didn't get it last round, so he goes immediately in, 30 seconds in. He's trying for that triangle.
Doing a good job defending. Diggle looks like might be going for a toe hold. Knee bar.
He might go back to that, submission that he nearly pulled off to end round number 2.
Now this is what you need to do if you're Shaquan Moore and somebody's going for a leg lock on you. You need to get a 2-on-1 on one of their hands because it's very difficult to finish a leg lock with only one arm. So you put both your arms on one of their arms, and that's the way to stop someone from being able to finish a heel hook or knee bar or any type of ankle or toe hold.
It's the beauty of the sport, man. So much, it's almost like a chess match while you're in the ground locked up. You got to look about your next move. You have to look maybe 3-4 moves ahead. What's going to set that up?
Well, that's exactly what it is. When you're going against someone that's high level at MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you can expect them to be 5, 6, 7, 8 moves ahead of you at all times.
It's amazing. Closing in on a minute here, round number 3. Very competitive fight between Shaquan Moore and Robert Diggle, bantamweights.
Yep, Shaquan's got that hand secured up so that Diggle is unable to utilize it to fully extend his knee and finish that submission.
See, this is going to be tough for the judges because as much as Diggle's been on the aggressive side in terms of submissions, Moore's submission defense has been pretty good too. And I know that is a criteria for scoring.
Yeah, I mean, but you're not going to get points for defending. You're not getting more points for defending than you are for going for the submission. So Diggle is definitely winning this round.
Shaquan lands a few blows, keep him honest.
Looks like Shaquan might be going for a leg lock or trying to free his legs.
15 seconds remaining, the third and final round. This one's going down to the wire. Who's going to do enough to make those final impressions on the judge? Multiple judges. And that is the end of the fight. Very competitive fight. Could go either way. Luckily, we don't have to be the ones to decide the fight. That's in the hands of the judges. Good to see the sportsmanship there between the fighters. Or did they think the fight is still going on?
I was waiting for Diggle to pull guard or something there.
He might have went for a leg lock.
We're going to go to the official particulars of this fight. Here's Jeff Warsaw.
Our judges at cage side have rendered their decision. Our judges scored this contest 30-27 Diggle, 29-28 Moore, and 29-28 for a winner out of the blue corner, Robert Rocca.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della. The lawyers at Grunberg Kelly Della have dedicated their careers to representing injury victims and will always fight to get you the maximum settlement quickly. Grunberg Kelly Della have won millions of dollars for their clients this year alone, appearing consistently among New York's top verdicts.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Mike Della. The attorneys you see here are the attorneys who will represent you.
And remember, there's never a fee unless we win.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della.
Bout number 4 of the night is underway here. Paul Thimote taking on Nyko Harrynarine. Lightweights, 155 pounds. Harrynarine out of Belmore Kickboxing. Thimote out of Lions Sport MMA. Let's throw it into the cage of Jeff Warsaw for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, made to drive are sanctioned by Kick International. Sanctioned rep in attendance is Jackie Roleo. This welterweight fight is brought to you by BigTracking.com, CrossFit Clearview, Big C Beverages, and City Tattoos. And now, set for 3 3-minute rounds, introducing the red corner. Standing 5 feet 7 inches, weighing in at 155 pounds. Making his amateur debut, fighting out of Lion Sport MMA, Timothy! Across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5 feet 6 inches, weighing in at 152 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Belmore Kickboxing Academy, Nyko! Harrynarine! Referee in charge of the action is Eddie Claudio.
All right, we're ready for action here. Eddie Claudio is your referee. We got Timothy taking on Nyko. Harrynarine. Oh, big kick from Nyko to the solar plexus to start off the action. That's a good way to wake you up when you're making your debut.
Swim your underhook. Swim that underhook.
Both these guys are in great shape. Both weighed in under the 155 pounds weight limit.
Ooh, mount already. Oh, very explosive escape here, but nope, just ends up giving his back up.
Nyko landing some blows on top.
He's doing a good job of controlling so far. He had the back and now he has full mount.
Yeah, but Timothy doing a
He
pretty
needs to
good
get
job
out of
there.
He needs to get out of there. You can't just keep getting punched in the face in it.
Especially in the amateurs, they're gonna, they'll stop it
Very quickly.
if he's not defending himself.
When you're on your back like that, Eric, what's the I know it's easier said than done, but what's the best way to flip that over and get out?
Well, you're going to want to bridge and roll. Bridge your opponent over and roll. This way you end up in his guard. There's a couple different escapes, but that's the most prominent. But right now, he's bucked him a few times. He hasn't really been able to bridge effectively. Nyko's doing a very good job controlling. He's trying to do this leg hook under the arm thing, but Nyko looks like he's much too well versed to fall for that.
Like you said, Nick, both these guys in great shape. And you look at Nyko on top, you don't want to punch yourself out. You almost want to
pick and choose your shots.
Exactly.
Slips them through, make sure they're doing damage. But Timothy, he's really been stuck here. He's turning. Here he's giving up his back now, which, I mean, he could be in a better position than he was, but we'll see if Nyko can finish that choke from here. Looks like he's got the
he got it tight.
choke.
This one could be ending right here, right now.
He's got him flattened out, which is not where you want to be if you're Timothy.
And that's all over.
Nyko Harrynarine
is your winner via rear naked choke round number 1. Very impressive as Nyko moves to 2-0.
Referee Eddie Claudio calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes 18 seconds of the first round, declaring our winner by tap out, Nyko Harrynarine!
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della. The lawyers at Grunberg Kelly Della have dedicated their careers to representing injury victims and will always fight to get you the maximum settlement quickly. Grunberg Kelly Della have won millions of dollars for their clients this year alone, appearing consistently among New York's top verdicts.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Mike Della. The attorneys you see here are the attorneys who will represent you.
And remember, there's never a fee unless we win.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della.
Alright, it's time for the heavyweight action here. Damon Mulazzi, 5'11" heavyweight, taking on Kevin Wall out of Eastside Training, the big boys. Tipping the scales at over 250 pounds. It's time for the action. Let's go to the octagon. Jeff Warsaw for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, Made to Thrive presents MMA Platinum Gloves 7. Visit MadeToThrive.us for more info. Tonight's fights are sanctioned by King International. Sanctioned rep in attendance is Jackie Corleone. This heavyweight fight is brought to you by BeagleTracking.com, CrossFit Clearview, Big C Beverages, and City Tattoos. And now, set for 3 3-minute rounds, introducing the red corner. Standing 5 feet 11 inches, weighing at 259 pounds. Making his amateur debut, fighting out of Cato's corner, Damon Mulazzi.
All right, Damon Mulazzi.
Across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5 feet 11 inches, weighing in at 217 pounds. He brings an amateur record of 1 win, 2 losses. Fighting out of Eastside Training, Kevin Wall. Our referee in charge of the action is Eddie Claudio.
Eric and Nick, it's time for the heavyweights, the big boys. Damon Mulazzi making his debut, going up against the wily veteran that is Kevin Wall. Love the heavyweights.
This was supposed to be a tournament semi-final, but the other heavyweight fight got canceled.
These are big boys. Ooh, Kevin Wall getting clipped and going down fast for the takedown.
Mulazzi landing a few blows there, one to the temple. I got the job done, bringing Wall to the ground. Looking for full mount, and he's had a wow. Savvy move there from Mr. Wall, going from on his back into side control.
Yeah, Wall looks very good with a very tight side control here, working his grappling game. I know he works his grappling at Henzo Gracie's in the city. So, ooh, look at that. Almost trapping the arm there. Still looking to re-trap that arm.
Very nice move.
Kevin Wall took this fight on 2 days' notice when Harry DeSosa from Long Island MMA didn't pass his physical, and we needed a fight for Damon.
Respectable. Gotta respect the guys that are ready at a moment's notice to come fight.
Wall looking to set up this Kimura from side control.
He's
here.
pounding a brick wall right there. He is not getting anything on those. You can hear the thuds. He's pounding the granite there. Now what is Wall working on here, Eric?
He's looking to set up a Kimura from side control, but he's got to be able to slip that other arm underneath and grab his own wrist.
Heavyweight action here, the MMA Platinum Gloves. Damon Mulazzi.
Full mount here
Kevin
for Wall. Ooh, looking to set up that arm bar.
Does he have it though? Is it enough?
Looks like he has
Got
it.
it tight. Is Mulazzi gonna tap? Is he gonna tap? Eddie Claudio's got a good view of it. Wall's cranking it.
He's just got to articulate that elbow a little bit differently so that it puts a little more pressure on. It looks like he might have it here.
Does he have enough? Kevin Wall doesn't. That is it. Kevin Wall is your winner.
Looked like a verbal tap out by Mulazzi.
The big boys, usually you see some big punches being thrown, but it's the submissions that get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee Eddie Claudio calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes 4 seconds of the very first round. Declaring our winner by tap out, Kevin Wall!
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della. The lawyers at Grunberg Kelly Della have dedicated their careers to representing injury victims and will always fight to get you the maximum settlement quickly. Grunberg Kelly Della have won millions of dollars for their clients this year alone, appearing consistently among New York's top verdicts.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Mike Della. The attorneys you see here are the attorneys who will represent you.
And remember, there's never a fee unless we win.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della.
We're ready for the co-main event. Ryan Castro, 1-0 out of East West MMA, taking on the brown belt, James Gonzalez, 1-0 out of Sarah BJJ. Should be a good one. Let's throw it up to the cage to Jeff Warsaw for the official introduction.
He brings an amateur record of 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Sarah BJJ, James Gonzalez. Referee in charge of the action is Michael Corleone.
Michael Corleone giving the final instructions to James Gonzalez and Ryan Castro, lightweights, 155 pounds. I have a feeling this is going to be a good one.
Very excited when I made this matchup.
So James Gonzalez sporting the brown belt. Of course, this fight is brought to you by Made to Thrive Fight Gear. Check them out at madetothrive.us. Both guys coming out throwing heavy leather round number 1.
James Gonzalez is a very skilled grappler out of Matt Serra's camp. He competes in the Professional Grappling League, and it's strange to see him exchange here. He looks like he's very comfortable on his feet as well.
Yeah, the guy, the little I've seen, looks like he's got it all together, total package. Obviously the brown belt, you know what he brings to that part of the game. Interesting to see him standing up here, and he can also take a punch as Castro laying down a heavy combination.
Castro grabbing the back of the head and throwing that uppercut, giving that old schoolyard beating.
Yeah.
Hockey style.
Drop the gloves. You got to keep the gloves on in this sport. Both guys throwing leather, exchanging up against the cage.
They're going for it. Definitely going for it. Got to give them that much. Exchanging knees.
Oh, looks like we got one south of the border. Landed on Gonzalez. Michael Corleone is going to give him as much time as is needed. You got 5 minutes they give you.
First one of the night.
Usually you see a lot of those cup shots throughout the night, so I got to give credit to these fighters for keeping it clean all night. Dean Hassie Costas sighting in the crowd.
Hopefully he comes back. Exciting fighter, one of our veterans.
We'll break in the action and remind you our next event, February 7th. Get your tickets at MMAonLongIsland.com. We'll be right here again, once again, in St. James at the Sports Arena. They are great hosts, and it's a great night of entertainment and fighting. Back to the action here. Now you said that Gonzalez is known in the MMA circles as a grappler, and
well, he's very big into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
He's a brown belt from Matt Serra's camp, and he competes at a lot of the tournaments. Ooh, Castro doing a very good job.
Overhand right that misses from Gonzalez. Castro seizes the moment and lands a blow of his own. Some savvy exchanges right now.
Castro is a very young, tough fighter out of the East West MMA gym. He doesn't want any part of Gonzalez's ground game at all. That's what you got to do when you're going against somebody that skilled. Stand up, make him stand on the feet.
So when it comes down to it, Castro is going to want to stand and trade. Gonzalez is going to do everything he possibly can to get it on the ground. That's the beauty of the sport. Two guys with two different agendas. You know, what's going to happen?
Castro's stalking him, controlling the center of the cage, landing shots.
Gonzalez is throwing those wide haymakers, and Castro's done a very good job at staying tight, you know, and countering those. Big right hand by Castro.
Castro's controlling the center of the ring. Anytime Gonzalez comes out, he batters him and puts him back up against the fence. Nice jab, super stiff jab. Looks like he caught a low blow.
Just
one on one. It's got to stay even, keep it even.
We just said how there were not too many low blows tonight. Now we got 2 in 1 round. That's Nick jinxed us.
Trying to get it all done in one fight.
Now they're even. Now they're square. We can move forward.
A bit clean from there then.
Of course, the fighter on the receiving end of the low blow has up to 5 minutes to recover. You don't really see a lot of fighters use the 5 minutes unless they are gasped for air and they're out of shape. Usually they bounce back pretty quickly, but they do have 5 minutes to recover. You all know how that feels, especially if you are male. Yes. All right, back underway. 21 seconds remaining, round number 1. Ryan Castro, James Gonzalez. Been a lot of action in round number 1.
And Castro continuing to stalk Gonzalez.
Wow. Big left hands landed by Castro. Gonzalez is throwing back, which is a good sign. It's always good to see the guy who's taking the brunt throw back. It means that he's remaining in the fight and it's going to be competitive. All right. Pretty one-sided round number 1, I would have to say, Eric. How did you see that one?
I'd have to go 10-9 Castro. He did more damage and he dropped Gonzalez one time and he controlled the center of the ring.
Yeah.
Anytime Gonzalez came after him, he battered him, put his back up against the fence.
They call that ring generalship. And that's something that Ryan Castro had that round in addition to landing the heavier blows and more blows. So I have to agree with you on that one. It'll be interesting to see how James Gonzalez comes back in round number 2. I know he wants to get this on the ground. I know he doesn't want to take any more shots to the face. So we'll see how the Sarah BJJ product makes some adjustments in round number 2.
You gotta try and take him down. Try to get him to the ground.
You hear the instructions from Ryan's corner telling him, you first. That's something he did often in round number 1. Interesting to see how it plays out in round number 2. We're underway.
Castro continuing to stalk, landing that lead hook.
Equal distribution there from Castro. He's landing some lefts, he's landing some rights. You see him with a nice leg kick to the body. Another one, follows it up with another.
Castro's just battering him now.
Castro's doing whatever he wants in the cage right now. Gonzalez taking the brunt of a lot of punishment here. He's going to have to do something quick if he wants to take control of this fight.
You know, he's just very discouraged now. He hasn't been able to get the fight to the ground at all. He's been stuck on the feet, and he's definitely not as comfortable there as Castro is. He needs to get this fight to the ground. He needs to get himself in close with strikes and get a body lock, push Castro up against the fence. Backhand karate chop there, but I mean, it's annoying, but doesn't do any real damage.
2 minutes remaining, round number 2. MMA Platinum Gloves, brought to you by Made to Thrive. Check them out at madetothrive.us. I know you guys are involved with the Made to Thrive movement. Gotta say, I got a couple shirts myself. Love them.
It's a great product. We make great shirts. Me and Eric are owners of the company. One of the softest shirts you're going to feel and you're going to wear. We really suggest check them out. MadeToThrive.us.
I see a lot of fighters wearing it already, so definitely be part of the movement. MadeToThrive.us. Minute 20 remaining. Castro still doing his thing. It's just been all Castro all the time thus far through the first 4 minutes of this fight.
Castro controlling the center of the cage. Gonzalez isn't able to come in close. He isn't really able to tie him up at all. Just sort of winging his arms out there, winging punches, winging kicks, 1 or 2 at a time at the most.
Hasn't found a home for any of those wild punches. That's Gonzalez. Castro, on the other hand, has been able to use both hands aggressively. He's landing kicks. He's doing everything right now to win the fight. 30 seconds remaining, round number 2. It's getting late for Gonzalez. He's going to have to turn it on. Ooh, another left there by Castro. Almost looks like he's punched himself out a little bit.
Yeah, both that pace of the first round is definitely taking its toll on both fighters.
Both guys just kind of battling to an attrition here. Round number 2 comes to an end. We're going to the 3rd and final round.
Castro looks exhausted. Both fighters leaning against the fence now.
We saw a lot of what we saw in the first round. That was a lot of offense by Castro. Eric, how did you have that second round?
I mean, this round was a little bit closer in my eyes, but I still think Castro edged it out. He landed the more effective punches, looked more poised, and in general just had it together a little bit more so than Gonzalez.
So we're headed to the 3rd and final round on the Eric Ott's unofficial scorecard. It's 2 rounds to 0 for Ryan Castro. So James Gonzalez has his work cut out for him. Let's see what he has here in round number 3. He hasn't had much offense, hasn't been able to take him to the ground at all. I don't think either of these fighters have a takedown. So we'll see if this round number 3 is going to be a little bit what we saw the first 3 rounds. That's a lot of stand-up.
What Gonzalez needs to do is come in, close the distance, push Castro up against the fence, and score a takedown so that he can work his game. Either that or set up a takedown with strikes. But just wading in and winging shots wildly, it's just not going to do it. Castro is too good wrestling defense.
Final 3 minutes of the bout.
Ooh,
big takedown. There's your takedown right there from James Gonzalez. What is he going to do with it now?
Let's see. Now it's his time to work.
Oh, here we go.
Looks like he's in half guard right now, trying to pass.
Yeah, this is James's home. This is where he feels most comfortable at his point, in his career. Until he gets more work on the feet, this is where he wants to be.
Passes to that side mount now.
Really interested to see what he does here. He's got the fight where he wants it to be. It took him, almost 3 rounds to get it, but here he is. Let's see what he can do.
Full mount.
Ryan Castro's got to be thinking, oh, geez, how did I get myself into this position?
This is not where you want to be if you're Ryan Castro.
Got his back now. Giving up the back. This is not good for Ryan Castro. James Gonzalez rallying late. Will he have enough?
Castro's sort of shucked him off, though. He doesn't have both hooks in. He only has 1 hook. He's got the 2-on-1 on the arms so that he can't effectively choke him.
James Gonzalez knows that he must submit Castro or end this. He knows it's not going to go his way on the scorecards. He has to end this fight to win. Will he do it? 1 minute 30 remaining here in the co-main event. Ryan Castro, James Gonzalez. It's coming down to the wire here.
Showing good defense so far.
Yeah, he's breathing well. He's not expending too much energy.
Well, he's doing a very good job here controlling one of Gonzalez's arms. If you're controlling one arm, which is very easy to do when they have MMA gloves on, it's very difficult to finish a choke. Especially in the 3rd round when you're pretty tired. You don't really have the arm muscles necessary.
A little cage walk there from Castro.
Yeah, he's trying to get out.
Nice move there from Castro to use the cage to his advantage. But he also got himself into not a great position there as Gonzalez lands a few blows to the back of his head. Is it enough, though?
Gonzalez is up very high. Now it looks like he's trying to transition for the armbar. He knows he has to finish it, and he's got to finish Castro if he wants to win this fight. He's not going to get a decision based upon this 1 round.
20 seconds remaining, round number 3. Ryan Castro, James Gonzalez, the co-main event, lightweights. It's been all Ryan Castro for the first 2.5 rounds. James Gonzalez doing his part here in round number 3. We're going to come to the end of the fight. We got a little...
Looks like he's trying a little bit of an inverted triangle.
It's almost too much too late as round number 3. The fight is over.
He finished in a real good position. He had that inverted triangle locked up and the arm in a Kimura. Had there been 10 seconds more, he may have gotten it, but I don't know. The first 2 rounds I thought were all Castro.
Great fight, though. Great fight, a competitive fight. We're going to throw it to James Warsaw, who has the scorecards in his hand. We will find out who the winner was of this outstanding fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judges at cage side have rendered their decision. Our judges score this contest 29-28 Castro, 29-28 Gonzalez, and 29-28 for our winner out of the red corner,
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della. The lawyers at Grunberg Kelly Della have dedicated their careers to representing injury victims and will always fight to get you the maximum settlement quickly. Grunberg Kelly Della have won millions of dollars for their clients this year alone, appearing consistently among New York's top verdicts.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Mike Della. The attorneys you see here are the attorneys who will represent you.
And remember, there's never a fee unless we win.
The law firm is Grunberg Kelly Della.
It's time for the main event, the MMA Platinum Gloves, catchweight, 195 pounds, Michael Marante. Out of the Black Belt Academy, he's taking on Ryan Schappert, making his debut as well, Long Island MMA. It's the main event, let's get it on. These guys, both sold a lot of tickets, both have great following. Michael Marante is a former Sachem East wrestler. His brother is another excellent wrestler. So it's interesting to see him making his MMA debut, if that's going to translate into the cage.
Now making his way to the cage from the blue corner, Ryan Schappert.
Here comes Ryan Schappert making his debut as well. Teammate of yours, Eric. Rocking the Made to Thrive shirt. Gotta love that. Look at that shirt. It's beautiful.
Looking handsome, looking handsome. I really dig that color too. The purple hue just does it for them.
Ryan Schappert with the main event here at the Long Island MMA Platinum Gloves. Fighting at a catch weight, 195 pounds. Just below the heavyweight limit there. Michael Marante, Ryan Schappert. Like you said, Nick, big fan bases. The crowd is pumped. They've waited all night for this fight right here. Looking forward to this one. It's going to be a good one. As you can hear, the crowd is amped. Big time crowd here at the MMA Platinum Gloves. It's time for the main event. Michael Marante, Ryan Schappert, Michael Corleone is your referee. We are underway.
Marante going for that double leg right away. Schappert defending, losing a little bit of his balance though.
Early on, it's very impressive to see these guys, weighing in at a little bit over 185 pounds, and the way they move in the cage. I mean, these guys are top flight athletes.
Both fighters exchanging right hands there. Almost in bar fight fashion.
Waiting for the stool to go over his head.
Short little uppercut there by Schappert.
Both guys kind of feeling each other out, which is expected in the first round of action. But you got Marante going for a toss there.
Yeah, he tried for that headlock takedown. Schappert was too game. Was able to get his way out of it.
Both guys take a pause, go back to stand up. Crowd on their feet. Here for nice little lead jab into a takedown attempt from Marante.
Yeah, Marante, the wrestler, it seems like that's his game, going for that double. But Schappert's doing a really great job at defending it, looking to swing around and take the back.
You think you'd see more guys take that approach. Obviously, it didn't work out for Marante on the takedown attempt, but a quick jab followed by a takedown, I feel like that would work more often than not.
The more advanced guys, they look to set up their takedowns with punches. You're really not going to get any type of elite guy down unless you set up your takedowns with strikes.
Yeah. Under a minute here, round number 1, the main event. Nyko Marante out of the Black Belt Academy taking on Ryan Schappert, Long Island MMA. The fight at a catchweight.
Schappert doing a good job controlling the center of the ring, stuffing the takedown by Marante. Firing some nice uppercuts.
Tell you what, Eric, this is going to be a tough round to judge because both guys have got their offense in. Both guys have hurt each other. It's going to be a tough one. Crowd going berserk early on. It's one thing you want. I would sure you want as a fighter. The crowd behind you has to will you in these big-time fights.
It always helps out. It depends. I've had fights where I've heard the fat guy in the first row yelling me, telling me that I suck, and I've had fights where I don't know that I'm the only guy in the whole world. I don't hear what anyone else is saying. So I guess it depends on your mindset going into the fight.
Good point. Very competitive round number 1. Eric, you are a resident judge. How did you have that one?
That was a really close fight. Marante went for a couple unsuccessful takedowns. Schappert did a very good job defending, stuffed all of them, landed a bunch of uppercuts. I'd give that round 10-9 to Schappert. He landed more, he was the more effective striker, and that's it.
Look at Marante's corner, animated.
Well, it looks like he took a little bit of a beating. A couple of those uppercuts must have landed quite well. His nose is leaking.
Yeah.
I see amateur fighter and Platinum Gloves veteran Ricky Pagatti and Michael Kuhn in Schappert's corner.
Right, Pagatti fought in the original MMA Platinum, the inaugural event. Wow. That's a name that I'll remember that first night. Here we go. Round number 2 is underway. Quick reminder, our next event, February 7th, right here in St. James Sports Arena. Get your tickets online at MMAonLongIsland.com.
Marante scores that takedown now. He got the double leg, moved into side control. Now he's in that north-south position. Let's see if he's able to do anything with it. His nose is leaking pretty bad.
If he got some blood, here. Marante on top, got the side control. Trying to free up some hands to land some strikes. But Schappert doing a pretty good job on the defensive side of things. Both fan bases kind of drowning each other out with the instructions. when you have a crowd like this big and they're yelling, you know, do you hear your corner, or is it all just like white noise?
A lot of it depends on if I want to hear them or not. I mean, I'm the type of guy that sort of knows what I have to do. I've been in this game for 10 years now, and I'm familiar with what I can do and what I'm capable of. Occasionally, I'll pick something out, and typically, I like listening to them between rounds better.
Yeah.
They might see something that I don't see, like, oh, he's leaving his left elbow up, throw the body kick, or your jab's landing a lot, use the jab more. But while the fight's going on, I typically don't listen to hear what my corner's actually saying.
Okay, gotcha. Minute 15 remaining in round number 2. Michael Marante, Ryan Schappert, the main event.
Marante looks gassed. He doesn't look like he has anything left.
I know.
He thought about punching and then decided not to.
He had his hands at his waist, which brings back shades of that Gotti fight we had in the last event where both guys...
That was a great fight, but both fighters...
Gotti Henry Mills.
Exhausted.
Yes, both fighters took almost breaks in the middle of action, so you're seeing a lot of that. So these guys are going at it. Michael Marante and Ryan Schappert. 30 seconds remain, round number 2. Another competitive round, another tough one to judge. Good thing we don't have to do that. Our scorecards are unofficial. They have no bearing on the fight. It's just Eric Ott's 10 years of experience. Closing in, maybe see it again. Marante with the hands on the knees. That wants no part of throwing right now. He's gonna do the head nod.
He's like, yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you look good.
I'm good. You're tired, and you can't hit me, and I'm tired, I can't hit you.
Pass that eye test. Michael Corleone brings both fighters in. Probably telling him, you know, you gotta throw. Get in the cage. The doors are shut. Throw some hands.
Easier said than done.
Right.
Both big guys, lots of muscle mass. Takes a lot of gas to keep that muscle moving, and it's exhausting being in there. It is exhausting.
I want to take this time to thank some of our sponsors. Go ahead. We had Big Z Beverages coming down. Check them out at 1675 East Jericho Turnpike in Huntington, New York. Big time sponsors for us, big supporters. VehicleTracking.com has always been around. We had a new one, CrossFit Clearview, CrossFitClearview.com. Dave & Buster's in Islandia. And TheCityTattoo.com. Yes. A shout out to all of our sponsors making this all happen for us. MMA Platinum Gloves. The final round of the night. This fight brought to you by Made to Thrive Fight Gear. Check them out, madetothrive.us. Very competitive fight, Eric. I think it's up, it's hanging in the balance. It could be any fighter's fight, so both guys are going to have to do whatever they can to impress the judges here in the final round, and it looks like Marante has got off to a fast start.
He scored that takedown. He's able to get the back of Schappert here. Just sort of mauling him. Schappert back up to his feet, though.
Marante is gassed. Gets a quick takedown. Probably a good spot to be in if you are exhausted. I would assume you can kind of buy yourself some time.
If you're in that top position, you're winning the round in the judges' eyes in most cases. Schappert needs to get back up to his feet here and lay some leather.
Michael Corleone getting a good look in there. It's one thing to be on top, but if you're not trying, if you're not improving, you're not trying to finish him or land strikes, you know, he'll be quick to stand them up. Marante landing a few blows. Buying himself a little more time.
Yeah, Marante really needs to do some damage. Schappert gets back up to the single leg. Let's see if he's able to finish it on Marante.
1 minute remaining. Main event, MMA Platinum Gloves. November edition. Michael Marante, Ryan Schappert. Very competitive fight, tough fight for the judges. Gone both ways. And round number 3, you know, no one's really stood out. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's been a very close fight so far. Schappert definitely won the first round in my eyes. Second round was very close. Marante got the takedown in the better position, but Schappert landed a couple good uppercuts. This last round has been very even. So we'll see. 20 seconds left. It looks like this one's going to the judges' decision.
The judges have got a lot of work in this edition of the MMA Platinum Gloves. Nice little quick takedown, Marante. Maybe he's trying to impress the judges. We'll, you know, leave that lasting impression. It looks like we're coming to the end of the fight. This fight is going to the scorecards. These guys gave it their all. Gotta love that. All the fighters gave it their all tonight. Another outstanding performance, another outstanding event. MMA Platinum Gloves.
Both fighters held up here, look, by their respective corners.
That's what it's all about.
I haven't seen this level of exhaustion in years.
Wow. Gotta love it. We're going to go to the scorecards for the official results.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judges at ringside have rendered their decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28 for your winner out of the red corner.
All right, that's all the fights for tonight. I want to thank the fighters. I want to thank the sponsors. I want to thank the fans for coming out to another edition of the MMA Platinum Gloves. Check out the next event, February 7th. Get your tickets online. MMAonli.com. February 7th. They're going to be right back here, baby.